good morning, and good morning, everybody. My name is Marquise Money Mike Williams. I'm a founding member and an executive senior director here at JMG Net Worth, and I'm excited to have you on training this morning. The fact that you are here says a lot about you. It says a lot about your desires to have more in life. It says a lot about your intentions in this business. And why is that? It's because the difference between amateurs and professionals is training. See, a lot of times people think that it's the excitement that makes you successful. People think it's the motivation. They think it's the endurance. There's a lot of things that people think contribute or are responsible for success. But at the end of the day, the ground floor, the fundamental thing that you must have, that you must know how to do, is know what to do. And that's where training comes into play. Because you could be excited as all get out. But if you don't know what to do, then guess what? You're not going to be successful. You can be motivated. But if you don't know what to do to apply that motivation, you're not going to be successful. So training is something that positions you and gives you the knowledge and wisdom to know what to do to go out and be successful within your business. So I'd like to welcome all the new champions that joined us. Some of you are jumping on late. One thing about me, I want to be very transparent and clear. I was always taught coming up that to be early is to be on time. To be on time is to be late, and to be late is unacceptable. So if you have aspirations of being successful, whether you want to be a 100-aire, a 1,000-aire, or if you want to eventually become a millionaire with not just your JMG Net Worth business, but successful in life, you have to make success a lifestyle change. And part of that is showing up on time. We have a huge discrepancy in this millennial generation. The millennials have what's the word I'm looking for? They feel like something is owed to them. They feel like, success is something that they just get to have. And they think success is supposed to bend to their rules and to their, their mannerisms and their expectations. But the crazy thing about success is success has a fundamental standard. And it don't change for nobody. And if you want to be successful, you have to follow that standard. And that standard is to walk in excellence. That standard is to have a strong work ethic. Many of you have heard the saying that I say, how you do anything is how you do everything. What that means is you don't just show up late to your JMG Net Worth stuff and then you're on time to your job. No, showing up late is a character flaw. Being lazy, procrastinating is a character flaw. And you have to change that about yourself if you want to be successful in life in general. See, when you look at what we do within JMG Net Worth, it's not just about making money. It's not just about making money. I want to help you grow and become successful in all areas of your life, spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally, as well as financially, because true wealth is created through balance. So when somebody joins and locks arms with me, I'm fully vested. I want to help them become successful. And what I want to help you realize, I want to make sure that you don't get the unexpected. Because when people join you, you're going to get 3 people. And sometimes one of those people they're not going to desire, they're not going to want their drive, their goals and dreams as bad as you want your goals and your dreams. And you may invest time, you may invest effort in helping them. And no matter how much time and how much effort you invest in helping them, guess what? They still might quit anyway. And it's important that you don't take that personal. It's important that you don't get upset. If you guys were friends before, don't sever the friendship just because they quit. Understand that they're missing out on their own blessing. They're missing out on their own blessing. See, we have the opportunity to do something great, and I'm gonna be vulnerable for a second, you guys, because I've had something that happened to me over the course of the last 48 hours that really snapped me back into reality. You guys, and it's really it's one of those things like in a Spike Lee movie where the background starts moving and you're really retrospective and you're like, oh, I get it now. And just to kind of give you the abridged version of the story, I've always been involved in music. Had a big crew that I worked with, people that I worked with back home, my brother being one of them. And then I came to school and I connected with a group of guys in school, and we kind of quickly clicked and became like a brotherhood. But from even before I went to college, I had major accomplishments in music. I had toured overseas. I had put out records, and I had done a lot of things. But once I matriculated through college and the music didn't pop like we thought it was going to pop, the landscape of music changed a lot. So I really didn't want to be on the mainstream side of music anyway. But we still had that brotherhood of people through school that we worked with and we connect with, and we were doing, the art form, we formed a bond, just like, on the team we formed a bond. Well, long story short, people grow up, they graduate, they get jobs, and they go their separate ways. And some people continued to work on music, some people didn't. Me personally, I went on to make $1 million, and I got distracted. See, my why for getting into network marketing was music. I wanted to be able to make music all that I want, have the time freedom to make music. It costs money to make music, so I wanted to be able to put out a record, and it didn't matter if it sucked and it went wood. And for those of you, that's a music terminology. You have platinum, you have gold, wood, which just means it didn't sell at all. But if it went wood, I wouldn't be bankrupt and feel like, oh, I can't make no more music. I can't put out no more records. I'd rather say, you know what, I just put out the music because that's what I love doing. But along the way, I lost track of my why. And a lot of times along the way, people lose track of their why. I got caught up in the money and I got caught up in the lifestyle. But after a while, I realized something was missing. And when some of my friends came calling saying they wanted to create a reunion of the group, they came on time. So we got together. We started doing music together again. But I was missing the music, but more so than anything, I was missing the connection, the brotherhood, the inspiration. So while they got in, because they were hungry to make music and make an album and put out music, which they had never done before, I had already put out music. I had already reached that level of success. So that wasn't my why. And some of you are going to come across people, and they're not going to have the same why as you. So you're going to have to love them where they're at and work with them to their level of their why. But at the same time, you still want to find those who want the same thing as you. And what I mean by that is, on this journey to reach your why, reach your level of success, if you want to be a millionaire, you're going to come across people who don't want to be millionaires. And that's okay. But you still want to lock arms and continue to search and find people who want to be millionaires. Why? Because they're like-minded. Why? Because they're going to have the same motivation as you. Why? Because they're going to push you, and iron sharpens iron. And the whole vision of being a team is to stretch each other, not be yes men. Okay? So at the time, I got together, and I wasn't as polished musically as I once was. I was a little bit rusty. And I was going through some things in life. I was having some marital issues. I was having some legal issues. I was having some health issues. I was just looking to be connected with my brothers. And long story short, them brothers kicked me to the curb because I wasn't producing musically. When people aren't producing, you love them where they're at. You still go find other people, just like they kept making records. but you love them where they're at. A lot of you have made the statement, man, Marquise, I appreciate you. You never gave up on me. You never let me go, and I'm never going to let you go. That doesn't mean I'm not out recruiting, because your job is to keep me busy. But if you don't keep me busy, in order for me to reach my goals and my dreams, I got to go find somebody who's going to keep me busy. I still love you. When you're ready to run, I'm like, hey, let's go. But I still have to, just like in football, when somebody gets hurt, they don't stop and say, okay, we forfeit, we can't play no more because this guy's hurt. It's next man up. So the event that happened was the guys that I was making music with started taking some of my songs and using them as their own. And I really didn't say anything because I didn't want to ruffle any feathers, or I didn't want to, I don't have time for drama. I was always taught you could be in politics or production, but you cannot be in both. If you find yourself running your mouth or talking about somebody, then you might realize that your money isn't where you want it to be. But I, most recently, somebody took a important song to me. It was a song that I had a connection with, emotionally. And when they took that song from me, what it did was, it kind of ruffled my feathers a little bit. And I made a comment on Facebook. And it wasn't directed at anybody. I didn't tag anybody. I was just kind of venting. It's my Facebook wall. I can say what I want. But one of the members wanted to come, and this one of the members always feels like he has to say something. But he said, if I have a problem with a man, talk to him directly. Don't have a pity party on Facebook. And that kind of sparked a debate and a conversation between that guy. Because I didn't have a pity party on Facebook. I was just kind of laughing, really like, man, this cat took my song. I didn't write a long post or anything like that. I was just like, really? I can't believe this, really? But the thing that really sparked something in me is in his effort to degrade me and call me less than what I once was, he reminded me of who I am. And what I mean by that is he told me, he said, I always looked up to you because you always created your own movement. No matter what happened, you never allowed it to stop you from doing or accomplishing what you want to accomplish. And I always respected you for that. And I say he was in vain because he didn't know that real gangsters move in silence. Just because I wasn't sweating them, just because I wasn't working with them, didn't mean I wasn't working. I've still been creating music. I've still been producing music. But while they're doing it on a small level and sharing it on social media amongst their friends, I'm working on deals to be on movie scores and on video games and do things on a larger level. So I say that to say everybody's not going to see you as a success when you want to be successful. But the light bulb has to go off in your head one day to say, you know what? I deserve more. And I have more potential than what I'm displaying in life. And until that light bulb goes off in your head like it did for me last night, I was driving around last night, and I drove around like all night, just driving, just thinking about life, listening to music, listening to motivational tapes, and just, I don't know what I was looking for or what I was going through, but I was just at a crossroads. I stepped on the scale, earlier in the week, and I'm at the heaviest I've ever been. I'm 190 pounds. And I was wondering, like, man, how did I get to this place? I was just like 175 when I went on my trip to the Dominican Republic for my birthday. What's going on? My JMG Network business is not where I would like it to be. Yeah, I'm a family member. I'm making decent money, but it's not where I want it to be. I want our team full of superstars, full of rock stars, full of senior directors, full of people who are making $10 grand a month. You know, I've always had big goals and big aspirations. I've always been a big dreamer. You know, so it just hit me. And for those of you who've been working with me for a while, I created something long ago. And sometimes I get a bit ahead of myself. I created something called the 90-day Total Life Makeover. And it was in conjunction with the Focus Freedom Movement. And the Focus Freedom Movement was simply a movement to free people from the lack, free people from the bondage, free people from the fear, free people from anything that's holding them back to getting to where they really want to be in life. But success is a lifestyle change. So if you're going to create a movement, you have to be the embodiment of that movement. And anybody who is moving with you within that movement has to be the embodiment of that movement. Some of you are hearing this for the first time. Some of you heard it before and forgot it. But I decided that I heard somebody tell me when I went to a training a couple of weeks ago. He said, you can't preach at people. He said, there's nothing more powerful than the power of agreement. You can't make people do anything. He said, but what you can do is lead by example. You can tell people what you're going to do and ask them if they want to come with you. And I made the decision last night when I was driving around in the wee hours of the morning that I'm going to start my own personal 90-day Total Life Makeover. It's fourth quarter. If you've ever watched sports, if you've ever played in sports, you understand the fourth quarter is the time that you're going to turn it on. You're either going to take a crap or you're going to get off the pot. It's your last opportunity to make your last adjustment, to put your last push forward to win. It's the fourth quarter. And it's time for you to look at your 2016 and ask yourself, are you happy? Look ahead a little bit and ask yourself, how's your Christmas going to look? Are you going to go out and run up a bunch of debt? Are you going to go up and go out and spend some money that you really don't have to buy gifts for people that they're going to forget about in another couple months? How's your Thanksgiving going to look? All those things are determined now by the decisions that you make now, by the things that you put in place now. You have the opportunity to make a dream become a reality, not just for you, but for other people, because remember, we're blessed to be a blessing. So we're in the blessing distribution business. I hope I ruffle some feathers this morning. I hope I make you think. Because the thing I decided last night is that I can no longer look at my past. I can no longer look at my past successes. I can no longer look at my past failures. I can no longer look at the people who wronged me in the past. I can only look forward. Because if I'm looking in the past, I'm not going to see the blessings in front of me. If I continue to look at my past failures, I'm going to limit myself from getting the full speed that I can get. You ever seen a sprinter run full speed looking backwards? There's no way he can get his full speed looking backwards. It's time to put the track shoes on. It's time to put the blinders on and eliminate all distractions. It's time to get out of your own way. Some of you are afraid. You're afraid of success. You're afraid of giving 120% effort because you're afraid that if you give 120% effort, you're thinking, what if it doesn't work? What if I fail? You cannot be worried about that. You have to have the mindset that I'm going to figure it out. Because the only way to fail is to give up and quit. And getting on the conference calls, getting on the trainings, doesn't mean that you haven't quit, because there's people who get on the calls and trainings all the time, but they've already quit mentally. They've already checked out. And I'm here to tell you right here, right now, today, that God has a greater blessing for you. Kind of like, let me tell you a story. I heard this story this weekend. It was kind of interesting. The guy said he got a call that somebody had broken into his home. His alarm was going off. And he starts getting frantic, and he says, man, well, did you send the police? They're like, yeah, they're sending the police. And then they ask him, well, how long till you can get there? And he's like, well, somebody broke in my house. I don't want to go. How long till the police get there? And so he starts heading home because he finds out the police are en route. So on the way home, he gets home to find the police walking out. And he's thinking to himself, man, the police are walking out, but they're not walking out with anybody. So he pulls up and says, hey, what's going on? Why are you walking out by yourself? And the police walk up to him and say, don't worry, we got him. It was the maintenance guy. He says, the maintenance guy. And you remember, the maintenance guy was supposed to come that weekend. But he didn't make it there that weekend, so he came in the beginning of the week. So he went up to the maintenance guy. He said, hey, what's going on? And the maintenance guy said, well, I didn't make it this weekend, so I decided to just go ahead and come today. They sent me out today, so I just decided to go ahead and come today. And the guy said, oh, didn't you hear the alarm? He said, yeah, I heard the alarm, but I figured, I was safe and everything. I tried to give you a call, but, I figured I'd just go ahead and finish the job, since they sent me out. And he's thinking to himself like, well, man, didn't you realize the police were coming? Didn't you realize that you might get in trouble? Didn't you realize that there might be an issue? You didn't hear the alarm? The alarm didn't make you think, well, maybe I should just leave. Maybe I should get out of here. Maybe I should stop. And the maintenance guy said, no, man, I was called to do a job, so I just, they called me out, so I went ahead and did the job. What I want you to understand is some of you are called to do a job. God called you to do a job. But when the alarms go off, you get afraid and run. You get afraid and stop. When you need to stand strong and not worry about anything else and finish the job. Because you were called. Don't worry about nothing else. Know that you'll be taken care of. But you're called to do great things. You may think that you're in this business so that you can start creating wealth to pay your bills and creating wealth to do some of the things that you want to do. But you got to understand that there are other people depending on you. You may be the only answer to somebody else's prayers. But because you're not being a good steward of the opportunity and blessing that you've been given, there's no way for you to be a blessing to somebody else. So when you find yourself sitting down looking at TV, the TV is an alarm. Get up and realize that you were called and do something for your business. When you find yourself talking on the phone, gossiping or talking about something that's not going to get you to your goals and dreams, get up. That's an alarm. Realize that you were called. Don't let nothing stand in your way from accomplishing your goals and accomplishing your dreams. So when I was in Minnesota, I have a cousin. And my cousin, he's the one that got me into the industry. He's not currently in the industry right now, but if he quit, if he got out the industry, if he didn't listen to his calling and didn't talk to me, then I may never have made $1 million. And I made $1 million by helping a lot of other people make hundreds and a lot of other people make thousands. I changed a lot of lives over the last 10 years. But if it wasn't for my cousin, that may have never happened. So when I say you may be the only answer to somebody else's prayers, it's bigger than you. When a guy walked up to Paul Jones in the mall and said, you want to make some real money, call me. If he would have let his ego get the best of him and throw away the card, then my cousin would have never got into the business with Paul Jones, and he would have never called me to say he wants to share this with me. Matter of fact, he never even called me and said he wanted to share with me. He came to my graduation party and didn't give me money, didn't give me a card, gave me a business card that said, this is the best gift that I can give you. When you want to get into the business, call me. Talk about a brother being irate. Well, I was hot. I'm so thankful. Now, every time I see him, I give him a hug and I give him a kiss. Because of him, my life was changed forever. And there's somebody out there right now that's praying for an opportunity. You may pass them. You may even know them. They may look good. They may smell good. They may talk good. There's trouble in paradise. They're dissatisfied. Maybe they got more bills than check. Maybe they don't have enough time to spend with their family. They see the pictures of their family on their desk more than they see their family, is themselves. You guys, we have an opportunity to do something great. I see a lot of companies popping up, and it's cool to see companies popping up and being successful, but we have something very special because we're a marketing company. We're building an infrastructure. And when you build an infrastructure, you can add anything. The products are just variables. You can add anything into the infrastructure, and it instantly turns into profit. So just imagine you go out, build it. And then we add electricity. We add gas. We add cell phones. We add a multivitamin. Whatever we add, anything that's relevant to life. Would you rather get excited and go out and say, we got this, let me go build a team? Or would you rather already be a rock star with a team of people, be a senior director with a team of people, and make the rally cry and say, hey, we got this. Let's go out and change some lives. And the moment that everybody turns it on, your check instantly doubles. And you know that we're going out to change more lives with that excitement. I'll end trading with this today, you guys. We only do two things. Gather customers. We find other people like ourselves who are interested in changing their life financially, and we teach them how to do the same thing. In anything that you do in life, you have to develop a skill set. You have to know what to do. And if you're not willing to create and invest the time, or as Paul says, if you're not willing to schedule for success, then it's going to be very hard for you to be successful. How many of you have bought any of Paul's books and read them? He's the CEO of the company. If nothing else, you should have that just for credibility value, to show people like, hey, we're with a credible company. I have all his books, not because he gave them to me because we're friends, but because I bought them. So I want to lead by example. I bought them because I want to read them, and even though he teaches me and I study under him, I want to learn the fundamentals. Who told you were broke? Schedule for success. I quit being broke. These are all books that you should have. Because remember, if you work hard on your job or your business or whatever you're doing in life, you'll make a pretty good living. You might even make some money. But when you work hard on yourself to become a better you, that is when you begin to make a fortune. So when you understand the two things that we do, next you want to master the strategy. And the strategy is success with JMG. It's simple as 1, 2, 3. You need to make one decision that you want something more in life. And more importantly, you're willing to do the work that it takes to get it. See, that's a two-part decision. See, most people, when they join, they make the decision that they want something more out of life. But see, joining is not enough. Just putting your name on the dotted line, paying your $20 or paying your $70 is not enough. You must make the decision that you're willing to do the work to get it. And willing to do the work to get it is about the power of agreement. It's not about team names. Team names are cool, but it's about being in agreement and together changing people's lives. The second thing, you got to be qualified. Some of you aren't doing nothing in the business because you know you're not qualified to get paid. That starts with you. You should be a product of the product. Why? Because nobody needs to understand the product more than the person who's going to be marketing it. So you should be a product of the product. First, your business should be active. You should have active web tools. Some of you are on the line. I'm not looking at the list, but I know some of you on the line right now are not active. Your web tools are not active. Why? Because you're looking at it like it's a bill. And wealthy people don't look at how much something's going to cost them. They look at how much something's going to make them. It's not a bill if you believe that you're going to go out and you're going to build it. It's not even a bill if you don't believe that you're going to go out and build it, because it's a tax write-off. Every $20 that you spend, every $50 that you spend on My Financial Work, you get to write it off at the end of the year. But that also includes writing off a percentage of your rent or mortgage, writing off a percentage of your utilities, writing off when you go out to eat, writing off a bunch of other stuff. So just being in and being active gets you benefits. But if you're not active, you're not going to get the tax benefits because you're really not in. And truth be told, if you're not active for a certain period of time, they actually cancel your position. So some of you need to check and see if your position is still active. But being in is just not enough. You got to be qualified. Have the My Financial Work yourself. If you got a spouse or a significant other, go ahead and get qualified in your own home. Get them turned on too. It's a protection. It's preventative maintenance. I seen an accident last night. It was a huge accident. A group of kids. I'm sure they don't like paying car insurance, but they're happy they had it last night. Some of you are just like, well, I don't need My Financial Work. But it's not about if you need it. It's about putting yourself in a preventative maintenance situation. It's a protection plan. When some little Russian kid goes and jumps on your credit and does a bunch of stuff, you want to know about it right away so that you can fix it. It doesn't matter if your credit is burnt up or not. If your credit is burnt up, then My Credit is Better needs to help you get it back in order. But you got to start utilizing these things. You got to start understanding these things so that you can go out and sound the trumpet and tell other people about it. Because sometimes it's easier to tell people about the product than it is to say, hey, you want to make some money? Because they know that you've been broke your whole life, or they know that you're not about making money. They know your situation. So when you come and talk to them about making money, if you don't properly edify somebody else and take the spotlight off of yourself, they're looking at you sideline like, for real? You going to talk to me about making money? You just borrowed $5 the other day. So when you come to training, when you plug into the focused marketing system, you begin to learn these techniques of how to communicate and talk to people. You begin to learn these techniques of marketing your business. You begin to learn these techniques of how to converse and how to talk to people and how to pique people's interest that you don't even know. It's kind of like the elephant and the mouse. You're out and you're afraid to talk to people because you're afraid of rejection, but those people are praying. They're looking for somebody to say, hey, you seem like a quality person. Do you keep your options open to a side project if it didn't interfere with what you're currently doing right now? Do you know 90% of the people that I say that to say, yup, what's going on? I'm ready. Now, they may not all join. When I call them, they may not all pick up the phone, but they all are open. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for the people who are looking for us. So get active and get qualified so that then we can go out and we can spread the word, because there's something called the law of numbers. Now, the law of numbers or law of averages is like the law of gravity. It's a law. We don't change it. We don't tweak it. We don't adjust it. It's just as is. Just like the law of gravity says what goes up must come down, the law of averages and numbers says if you talk to enough people about anything, somebody's going to join. I don't care if we are selling magic rocks. I don't care if we are selling pink bunny slippers. I don't care if it was a scam. Somebody's going to join if you talk to enough people. So you have to increase your numbers. You have to increase your input if you want to increase your output. And if you're not happy with the results you have in your business, you have to, one, get connected with your why. Get connected with your why. You got to understand that, because the last thing I'm going to tell you about during training is the daily method of operations, because some of you aren't successful because you're not doing what you need to do on a daily basis. So I want to give you step by step what you need to do on a daily basis. But I lost my train of thought for a moment. But you have to understand that you have to talk to more people. We have a large target market. Everybody's looking. 95% of the population is looking. They're looking for you. They're looking for what you have to offer. And the more people you talk to, the better you're going to get at talking to them. The more comfortable you're going to get at talking to them, the better your ratio is going to get at closing people and getting them into business. So talk to more people so that you can complete the 3 of 1, 2, 3, and that's actually getting 3 people and teaching them how to do the same thing. Make a decision and get qualified. And when you do 1, 2, and 3, you become a superstar. And from that point of being a superstar, we're going to work hard to help your 3 people become superstars so that you can become a rock star and make $150 a month. And that's going to start the perpetual duplication. See, it's simple now, because once you get your 3 people, you help them make a decision, you help them get qualified. That not only cuts you a fast start bonus check, but they already got 2 of the 3 things done on their way to becoming a superstar. So you're knocking on the door. You're knocking on the door of Rockstar. You got it right there. And if we stop looking at the big picture, like, oh, I got to get thousands of people, you stop looking at that, and if you appreciate the little and say, you know what, to get to my goals and dreams, to get to where I want to be, to get some freedom, all I got to do, the only thing that's standing in my way is going out and finding 3 like-minded individuals, going to find 2 people, or 1 person, because I'm already one person who wants to get their financial house in order, who wants to improve and protect their credit. That's all that's standing in the way of me and my family's financial and time freedom. When you understand that, that starts to make you poke your chest out a little bit. You pop your collar, and you go out and say, you know what, this is simple. Some of you are working hard at your job. You're grinding. You're pushing. You're getting up early. You're tired. You're missing out on life. You're not living when all you got to do is go find 3 people and get a few customers. Because once you become a rock star, guess what? The 3 people that you just helped become superstars, they don't want to be rock stars too. So we're going to help them go get their 3 people. And it's going to start a snowball that's rolling. And pretty soon, that 150 is going to grow to 500. It's going to grow to 1,000. Eventually, it can grow to $12,000 a month. And at that point, somewhere along the line, you can say, well, dang, I'm 3 customers away from being a senior director. Maybe I should go get a few more customers. Because as a senior director, I can just blow this thing wide open. But if you want to just chill and make your $10,000 a month, $12,000 a month, that's cool too. But if you understand, if you believe in you understand we're blessed to be a blessing, we're just out spreading the good word. And if you put your heart in a place of servitude, it's not about how many people you can get in so you can get your bonus check. It's not about getting people in so that you can get to a certain position. It's about how many people, we're blessed to be a blessing. How many people can I be a blessing to? When I go out and I talk to people, I'm not looking at so I can get to a certain goal. I would love to be an ambassador, but I want to change people's lives. That's what it's all about. So in your daily method of operations, first thing you got to do, you got to schedule for success. You got to have some time laid out, scheduled for your JMG Network business. It doesn't have to be a lot of time. It could be an hour a day, and you could crush this thing. But I'm telling you right here, right now, you got to schedule some time. It could be your commute to or from work. It could be early in the morning. It could be a little bit late at night. Schedule some time. Some of you might not be able to get an hour in. That's okay. Multiplication is better than addition. If you just do a little bit every single day, that little bit's going to grow. And guess what? You're going to connect with somebody. One of your 3 people is going to be somebody that has more time than you. And they're going to plug into the focused marketing system. They're going to start using our strategy, connecting with our team, and pretty soon you're going to notice your team growing. So you got to get that schedule in order. And that way you can, every morning when you wake up, spend 10 minutes connecting with your vision. This is the most important thing that you can do, because when your why when it starts to become a reality to you and not just a hope and a dream, when you connect with your vision, and I'm saying you wake up and you just start visualizing yourself wherever you want to be. You just start meditating on that vision. You just start seeing yourself there. It's like you're on a cartoon. You just warp and you're in the vision. Whether it's a car, whether it's a house, whether it's somewhere with your parents, whether it's somewhere with your family and your kids, you just see yourself. You wake up and you see it every single day. And then once you finish that 10 minutes, you look at yourself in the mirror and you tell yourself 50 times every single day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. Every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. I'm telling you, you're going to feel stupid as hell saying that to yourself in the mirror. I did when I first started. But then it's going to start to get on the inside of you. See, that's what affirmations do. You know, this is just how I started. But then I started writing different affirmations. And when you start saying them to yourself, guess what? What the mouth speaketh, the universe has no choice but to put that into action, to manifest it. And when you begin saying those things, you're going to start to get it on the inside of you. And when it starts to manifest on the inside of you, your body and your mind has no choice but to act on those things. But if you keep telling yourself it's not going to work, if you keep telling yourself, oh, I'm so busy, if you keep telling yourself, I'm broke, I got bills, I got this, I got to do that, then guess what? You're going to have just that. You're meditating on the wrong thing. That's what they say, worry is negative meditation on fear. You got to stop worrying and start visualizing where you want to be so we can manifest that thing because we got the vehicle. We got the vehicle. Second thing you want to do, 15 to 30 minutes of personal growth and development every single day. Every single day. Do you know why I blew up to 190? Because I was eating too many snacks. I was putting the wrong thing inside of me. You wonder why people are broke? Because they putting the wrong thing inside of them. They're listening to the wrong music. They're listening to reality TV. They're listening to the wrong things that are putting the wrong image inside of them of what they need to do to get where they need to be. Well, they need to be reading. That's why 15 to 30 minutes, that's the time when you read Paul Jones's books. That's where you get some Robert Kiyosaki. That's where you get some Robert Greene. That's where you get some Eric Thomas. You put some things inside of you because if you want to improve yourself spiritually, what do? You read the book. Whatever your book is, you read that thing, and that's going to help you grow spiritually. If you want to improve yourself physically, you start putting the right things in your body. You get some vegetables. You start eating some lean meat. You start drinking more water, and that's going to improve yourself physically. Well, in business, it's no different. You have to put the things inside of you that's going to help you grow. This business is just a personal growth and development business with a compensation plan attached. But some of you aren't getting compensation because you're not growing personally or developing yourself. And again, if you work hard on your job, your business, whatever you have going on, you'll make a pretty good living. I even make some money. When you work hard on yourself to become a better you, that's when you begin to make a fortune. So those two things are the most important. And then from there, you also want to make sure that you're meeting new people. Meeting new people. Because every single day, you want to be showing the plan. Showing the plan. Conference call. Focus Marketing System website. One-on-one presentation, doing something to get people in front of this awesome business. It's not about tricking them. It's about sharing your excitement and being honest. Well, what's it all about? Man, I just got started. I don't even want to mess it up for you. You just need to check out this conference call. You just need to check out this website. You just need to get on the phone with my sponsor, my upline. I'm telling you, I've never seen anything like this in my life. You got to see it. Some of them still may say, no, that's all right. You move on to the next person so fast you drop the key. That's important. If you don't have nobody to show the plan to, guess what? When you meet people, you call those people and you set appointments so you can show the plan to them. And if you don't have anybody to call and set appointments with, then you need to meet people. I have a saying, 2 people a day brings freedom my way. Work beats talent when talent don't work. If we out there meeting 2 people a day, you take your spiritual day off, that's like 50 people a month. If you out meeting 50 people a month, Even if you only show the plan to like 15, 20 of them, somebody getting in. Somebody's getting in. And exponential growth is a beautiful thing. Multiplication is always better than addition. And if somebody's getting in and they start working the same system, guess what? They're going to get somebody in. And at the end of the day, if you're only working to get 3 solid people, if you're doing that plan, 2 people a day brings freedom my way, if you only get 1 person a month, you're going to have 3 people after 90 days. But I'm telling you right now, the 90-day total life makeover, I'm on a mission. I'm locking in with 3 people this week. And I'm going to help them lock in with 3 people this week. And at the end of the year, I understand Thanksgiving is going to throw a monkey wrench in things. I understand that Christmas is going to throw a monkey wrench in things. That's all right because I'm hungry. I'm on a mission. Because I want a team of people that are excited and ready for the new year when everybody's on there, oh, it's a new year and I'm about to lose more weight and make more money kick. And then we're all going to just run out and crush it. Because JMG Net Worth has a vision to become a top 100 direct sales association company. In order for us to do that, we got to create some success stories, baby. We got to create some champions. And I always say it in my videos, and it's not cliche. I say it because I believe it. You're the best investment that you got. You're born to win. So play to win right now. Don't wait. Stop getting ready to get ready. The time is now. Because you are already a champion. I love each and every one of you, and I got your back. I may not always tell you what you want to hear, but I'm going to tell you what you need to hear. And today is a new season, and you needed to hear that you have what it takes. You got to stop getting ready to get ready. You need to just go take action. It's never going to be the perfect situation. It's never going to be the perfect time. Everything's not going to be perfectly aligned. I used to be like that. Oh, I got to have the website perfect before I show anybody. No, just show them. If they're looking and they're going to join. Either the window is open or it's not. But you just got to go back to the strategy. Success with JMG is simple as 1, 2, 3. And right here, right now, today, at the beginning of the 4th quarter, you got to make the decision that you want something more out of life. You got to recommit to that decision. And more importantly, you're willing to do the work that it takes to get it. So I love you. I got your back. Today, let's go out. Let's get some people on the phone. I'm available for 3 ways. The presentation is up on the website. Use it. We still got the 24-hour information line. If you haven't seen it, we got a new My Financial Worth video that explains the product. So if you're attempting to gather customers, then you don't have to explain it. Just get them in front of the video. That's what the tools are for, so that you don't have to explain it. Because explaining is not duplicable. But if you have a tool, everybody can say, hey, go here and press play. So with that, you guys, it's 11:48. I'm going to jump off here. And if you need something, give me a call, shoot me a text. Otherwise, the 90-day total life makeover starts today. I'm on a mission to lock in 3 people, and if you're with me, I want to help you do the same. All right, guys, have a great day. Peace.